Lego fans, and welcome back to MB Bricks. My name is Maya, and today we are going to be looking at a tutorial on how I achieved this wonky roof technique. This is my Green Wizard Manor MOC, and if you would like to see a full tour of this build, I will link the video now. I have used this technique in a few different builds, and I will be including the straight roof and rounded roof in this tutorial today. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So to start things off, we are going to take a look at how to do this basic square slanted roof, and then we are going to get into the rounded style as seen down here. I have made these roofs very easy to take off of the build, so as you can see, we just pretty much have a basic square frame for this section here, and then it is just attached onto the display, kind of balanced a little bit there. Of course you can use hinge pieces, clip and bar pieces, however you normally attach roofs. This style will work with a lot of different variations. So let's move the camera down. And I've just brought over a variety of different parts. So we've got some tiles, we've got plate pieces, these little grill type tile pieces, and I've actually brought over as well all different sizes of black curved pieces just to see how these might look. I'm just going to play around with it a little bit in this tutorial. Of course, the Green Wizard Manor that I have up here that I'm basing this tutorial off of was pretty basic and just using mostly tiles and plates, but I figured I'd give you guys a few other options if you do want to play around with it a little bit more. Now, of course, the first thing you want to do is actually build your structure that your roof is going to be sitting on, so that you can see all of the different roof angles that you are going to want to achieve in your final product. And then once you measure out how big you want each roof section to be, you can start framing out your basic sections here. So I'm adding an extra bar in the middle for support and then leaving some empty spots here. Of course, you can add in some extra pieces if you want to make certain parts of the build a little bit easier to put together. And I usually find that this is easiest done as you're kind of putting on the top layers of your roof. So I'll leave that there for now, but just kind of see how this comes together. Usually for the exterior of the roof, I try to keep that fairly solid, but of course you can add in a little bit of an angle there. So that's why that extra bar in the middle will really give it that wonky effect. And then this one, do straight down, and then I just kind of keep it fairly simple on the other side as well. So there you have that, and then you just want to keep on filling in the inside here with different combinations of plates and tiles. So I'm gonna go ahead and fiddle around with this and see what I can get together, and I will see you in just a minute. So this is the end result of not a lot of time or effort, and it is a really cool finished look to the roof. Now as we move this up, we can see how it compares to the roof structure on my Green Wizard Manor MOC. Very, very similar. Try to get the reflection of the light there so you can see all of the details. I did use a couple of extra parts to create this roof. And then because the roofs have a lot of holes in them, I found it really, really good to actually add in a solid black wall underneath, just so that it blocks out extra light from coming in and does make the inside of your building look extra dark. So even though that was fairly simple for this first part of the tutorial, the rounded roofs, as always, are a lot more complicated and a lot fiddlier as well. So I'm just going to show you guys how I created this, and let's take a look. So I've made a basic quarter round shape here, just to have it the same as what was in the build we are basing this is off of. Of course, you can use the same technique doing a half round or full round roof. The one thing you want to make sure is that you have a center that you can build up off of and line everything up with, because it just makes that so much easier. So I've built this 4 bricks high, and then you can top it however you want. So I've just done a very basic 2x2 cone shape. And then similar to the frame of the other one, you want to make sure that you have a solid outside. So I'm just going to put in these hinge pieces on either side, and then I'm going to use a 1x8 plate just to kind of give us a basic frame to start off with. And then from there, I'm going to add in 3 more of the same hinge pieces at different angles. So of course, these are the hinge pieces that I'm using, and you can change the orientation of the top as well, which is really cool. The only problem I don't like with these is the center hole is actually a T shape, so you can't use jumpers with this model unless they change the design of this, which I'm sure it's made that way for strength purposes. So I've just used a 1x1 black stud, and just find a spot that you feel like it sits in quite well. And then because you're only attaching it with 1 stud, you can change the orientation of that, and you can keep adjusting it even as you start to put this together if you don't like how it's turning out. And then we're going to do one more just in the front here. The one in the center I tried to make sure is fairly center, but again, it's pretty wonky, so I mean, you can kind of have it however you like. And then from there, I'm going to add in a couple of larger tile pieces just to give it a bit of a base. And now these can go kind of at different angles here, just to give it a weird vibe right off the start. And then you can already see the roof shape coming together. And then using the 1x1 rounded stud pieces still allows you to get angles with the tiles beside it, while also allowing you to build up upon it as well. So let's bring back some of these smaller tile pieces here. You're just going to keep building up and layering. And these, of course, can become fiddly very quickly. But if you're very careful with it, you can get a very cool end result. So that's kind of the one side coming together. And again, you want to make sure that you've got rounded studs, just so you can keep that angle going right beside it. Let's go with 1x3. And don't be surprised if this completely shatters and you have to rebuild it several times. That's never happened to me, of course. And the more you kind of just don't push down all the way, let things kind of go the way that they want to go, the more interesting the end result will be. And as I said, I'm now just adjusting the angle there just so it looks a little bit better. And of course, it's not as detailed as the one that I've got up there on my manor. However, if you were to move this camera up, and let's even zoom in a little bit right there. You can see we've got two very similar designs of Wonky roofs. And that really didn't take much time at all. Like I said, you do have to be very careful with your handling just because it is very prone to breaking. But the end result looks really, really good. And that can be used ×4 to create a round tower, a full round tower roof, or any part of a partial circle on an existing building.
And that finishes up our tutorial for today. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe below if you haven't already. If you want to see more tutorial videos on my channel, I will leave a link in the description below if you would like to check those out. Thanks so much for checking out this video today, guys, and until next time, keep on building.